Aloha, Disney Ohana. It is I, your lovely host, Miss Disney, here to bring you the next episode of my series, Disney Animated and Remake. In this last time, we talked about Snow White and how there was definitely a little bit of a mixture of good as well as some okay things with the live action Snow White. Rest assured, I am moving past that. In case you haven't noticed by my little get-up, my guest stars, as well as my introduction, we are going to be talking about... Oh, this is cool. I just realized that Sorry, guys. It has been a little close to a month since the release of the remake live-action Lilo and Stitch, with the original Stitch reprising as his role as Stitch. Honestly, I think it was a really cute movie. I mean, not as good as the original because I feel like this Lilo and Stitch was on the right track, but it was definitely missing like a few cute key details that made Lilo and Stitch the Lilo and Stitch, like the original Lilo and Stitch. Like, for instance, yes, when we were first introduced to Stitch, yes, he was an alien genetic experiment whose sole purpose is to I can't talk today. Is to wreak havoc and destruction everywhere he goes. Sorry, I had to put in a little jumble there. That part was definitely dead on. The fact that they kept up with that. In fact, what they did, they continued it. Like, even after he landed on Earth, he wreaked havoc on a wedding. And he kind of still continued causing mischief even after being adopted by Lilo, which was honestly a nice little take, because it's just like Lilo said in her wish that she wanted a best friend who would not run away, be like a perfect little angel, just be there for her. And they continued that relationship. In fact, the key difference between the original and the animated and this remake is that in the animated one, Stitch did eventually got softer. Like, he wasn't causing mischief or anything. He was just... When there was nothing for him to seek destruction, he felt lost. And that kind of keys in with the story that was introduced in the original of the Ugly Duckling, to where the Ugly Duckling was lost, sad, didn't know what to do, and just kind of felt lost. Same way that Stitch felt, with no purpose in anything, and he didn't know what to do, so Lilo tried to change him, especially since Cobra Bubbles gave them the chance to become for him to become a model citizen, because let's face it, he threw a book at Bubbles. Who says that books are not a weapon? Knowledge is power. In fact, knowledge is the greatest weapon of all time, in my opinion. And anybody that disagree with me, well, go to a library. You'll see how much power they can really bring. Or better yet, just watch Lilo and Stitch. Stitch will be more than happy to show you. But yeah, the animated one, they definitely made Stitch realize that there really was no purpose. Yes, in the remake, Stitch eventually did get soft. He started caring about Lilo. But in the remake, they kind of continued Stitch's mishaps by making Lilo into even more trouble, which caused an even bigger issue with having to keep Lilo with Nani, whom Nani is trying so hard to keep, despite being a very smart girl and being accepted to study marine biology. Nice touch, by the way. They actually gave Nani a bit more background into her character and realizing she is such a smart girl. She was about ready to go into university to study marine biology. So, and she went through all kinds of training to go with it, which played a very key role in the movie towards the end of it. If you have not seen it at this point, what's wrong with you? Please go see it. It's a really cute movie. I mean, it is seriously cute. Ooh, Stitch is a little wiggly. Or is that Fluffy? Anyway, so that was nice that they added a little bit more background in Nani's situation. They definitely gave the impression that Nani and Lilo recently lost their parents, whereas in the animated, it sounds like they lost their parents not recently, but like maybe within a few years, considering that Cobra Bubbles said himself that he is the person to call when things go terribly wrong, and things have indeed gone terribly wrong. So he was considered like the last resort in this type of situation. So it's nice to see that there were in fact a few key details. The relationship between Lilo and the other hula girls was slimmed down, which honestly I can see how it is, because they're really trying to tell the story of the relationship between Lilo and Stitch. So I get it. We're not trying to like go into further depth, but that's the thing about live actions, is that they're supposed to do that. Like, I still want to know why in the world is Myrtle bullying Lilo. I mean, there's lots of theories going around that maybe Myrtle is jealous that Lilo, despite having to lose parents and certain loved ones and her home is broken, it still feels like she has everything and her life is better, and that she's actually really good at what she does. Whereas Myrtle, who has a single mom and feels and doesn't really have a broken home. Okay, maybe not a single mom, but it looks like a single mom, especially if you've watched the TV series. Watch the TV series. You get to learn about the other 625 experiments, or should I say 626, since there's a experiment or two after Stitch. But I'm not going to go into details. If you know about that, great. If not, go to Disney Plus, watch the Lilo and Stitch series. You won't miss out. In fact, especially if you love Lilo and Stitch so much. In fact, I went to see the remake Lilo and Stitch 3 times. First time was for my own enjoyment, just to see how awesome it was. Second time, it was actually with my family, my entire family, including Mr. Disney and Prince Disney's very first movie experience. And let me just tell you, he loved it. He loved it so much that he and I went to see it for the 3rd time. So honestly, that's what matters to me, is the fact that it was enjoyable for my son, and it was just so entertaining for him. And the fact is, it's blue. Stitch is blue. He loves everything blue. Hint, hint, he loves everything blue. So the fact that we included, and I did introduce him to Lilo and Stitch, like the animated, before we came across this movie for him to watch. So, yay that I was doing the right thing. But yeah, I love how in some ways, they added details to the remake, but in some ways they also took some of it out. But I get it. They're trying to focus on it. The real big key thing here is that I kind of agree, but at the same time, I don't kind of agree with. The fact is, in the remake, they kept Jumba evil. I mean, I get it. When you were first introduced to Jumba, he was, in fact, an evil genius. So it makes sense, the fact that they kept him evil and tried to bring Stitch in so he can destroy him and basically recreate him to be a little bit more evil than what Lilo did with him and everything. So sorry, but that was Mr. Disney texting me from his concert, so I was just making sure that everything was okay. Yeah, he's at a concert on Father's Day with his brother, so I'm okay with that. This is his Father's Day gift. He's worked so hard and everything. But going back to subject, like I said, I kind of agree with the direction they were going of of keeping Jumba evil. But at the same time, again, it's not like the original to where eventually he was persuaded by Stitch to actually help Nani get Lilo back, who was captured by Gantu, and then Gantu started becoming the bad guy of the series, like, or of the, well, I guess I should say series. So, but again, it's difficult to explain because on the one hand, it was nice that they kept it that way, but at the same time, they could have tried to at least maybe find another bad guy. Like if they couldn't do Gantu because of how tall he is, at least find another character that maybe was the galactic captain and everything and was sentenced or ordered to find Stitch and bring him back, because then that would make a lot more sense. But at the same time, again, I get it. I kind of like the direction they did, but at the same time, I don't. It's a neutral thing, like. But I still stand on my word that the original was, in fact, better. The CGI of Lilo and Stitch was, in fact, really dead set on. They made Stitch really good, like, seriously good. Like, wow. He is incredible. But again, it's not. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed it so well. I just feel like it was missing the key thing. Like the whole purpose was because Stitch was all about. I did like the fact that Lilo came up with his name because Stitch tore a fabric off of Nani's car. That was a nice touch of how Lilo came up with Stitch's name. That was a nice touch to it. But Stitch is meant to sew things up together, like stitch them back together, because I think, if memory serves me correctly, Lilo means broken or torn apart. I could be wrong, but I remember reading something about this, of how it was all connected and how they were made for each other. Like, even their names were made for each other, because in some ways, Stitch actually did make the family a little bit better, or maybe in some ways, Lilo and Nani made Stitch better. Ooh, actually, looking back on the animated, Stitch was actually doing a lot of observation, especially at the beach area, to where he was witnessing Nani, Lilo, and David on the beach, having a grand old time surfing, making sandcastles, playing around like they were one big happy family, and Stitch just kind of felt left out and everything. So that was, so maybe that's another reason why the original was, in my opinion, better, because it was completed. I mean, yes, they did make Lilo find a friend who was just like her, not bad, just misunderstood, and honestly, it's kind of true. When you lost something great and you're having these big feelings, especially for a little kid, when you have these big feelings and you don't know what to do about it, the way that a child mind works, it's natural for them to lash out. I mean, they're misunderstood. Kids tend to be misunderstood on more than one occasion, because there's situations at home that not a lot of people outside of the family would completely understand. I mean, that's still no excuse for a bad behavior, but in some ways, I get it. And I love how they put it in that perspective, to where Lilo is not acting out because she's crazy or weird. She lost her parents, and she doesn't really have any friends to talk to about these deep feelings, so she lashes out. She attacks the first person that is, in fact, being mean to her, aka Myrtle. And let's face it, Myrtle was indeed the biggest bully of them all in the entire series. So, and I still want to know why. I mean, what exactly did Lilo do that caused her to be a target by Myrtle? I mean, that, if you know why, please comment below. I really would like to know. But, yeah, there really is. The animated actually has a lot more deep meaning. I like the fact that they added new characters to the remake, especially they introduced David's grandmother, who, ironically, and this actually makes a lot more sense, they were neighbors to each other, so that's how David and Nani end up being close with each other. But I like the fact that they were finding alternative ways for her to still have an Ohana, and gives you the idea that Ohana is not just about your blood relatives. It's also the family that you make. And it's just like Stitch says towards the end of it. This is my family. I found it. Keyword found. All on my own. It's little and broken, but it's still good. Yeah, still good. So, yeah. It really did have a deep meaning in the remake and the animated, actually, that family doesn't just have to be about blood. Sometimes family can be just who gets you, who makes you whole, who makes you sane, who never excludes you out of anything, who welcomes you despite how unique you are and otherworldly you tend to be. But yeah, I think that's why everybody loves Lilo and Stitch, because there really is a deep meaning behind it. And let's face it, the remake actually did put that in perspective. But again, I think it's not as good as the original, but I could be wrong. You may hate me for it, but everybody has a different opinion about different things, and that is okay. Because not everybody will like the same thing as other people. We're all different. We all like different things, and that's okay. It's okay to be different. And it's okay that your family is not related to you. That doesn't mean you don't love them any less. I mean, if you know in the remake, Lilo ended up being fostered by her neighbor, who just happens to be David's grandmother. And they were close, and from the looks of the movie, they were close as thick as thieves. So in the end, it actually worked out for the best, and Nani went to pursue her dream of becoming a marine biologist. Family's everything, no matter what the situation is. You can lose them, but you can also gain some. And you're not misunderstood if you act out. Well, you're not bad if you misbehave. Maybe there's just some deeper stuff that we just yet to see. I mean, who knows? There may be some skeletons in the closets that nobody knows about. Just saying. Right, Stitch? Okay. But honestly, in my opinion, I enjoyed the movie very well. I enjoyed it so much that I honestly can't wait to get it on DVD and Blu-ray, just like I am with Snow White. Yes, I am still getting Snow White on DVD and Blu-ray. There's no doubt about it. Especially with Lilo and Stitch, my son seems to enjoy it very much, both the live action and the animated one. So you best believe that this nerd right here is going to be getting it. Well, I think that's about covers of everything with Lilo and Stitch. If I miss out on anything, please comment below. I would love to hear your feedbacks about my animated series. And if you have not already become a member, please do so. I mean, I am officially becoming a member of the YouTube channel family, so you're welcome to start becoming a member of my channel and everything. So I will be leaving the link down below for you to click on to become a member if you choose to do so. I am entirely leaving it up to you guys. There's no rush or anything. Please like my channel. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I'm just a little stitchy. See what I did there? All right. But seriously, guys, if you do like my content, if you like, whether it's my read alouds, my Disney content areas, or an update on Prince Disney and how's he doing and everything, please feel free to click the subscribe button, become a member of my channel, and just tune in. Like, you get probably good access to all things Disney related, whether it's Disney books, Disney movies, see my Disney wardrobe and accessories. But until next time, guys, aloha. Oh, and happy Father's Day.